Greetings, Internet, and welcome to another episode of SplattRCast, the SplattRCast, so to speak. I'm here with the coach and now player. He's double rolling, Landon TM of the East team, and a player from that team, J Parsons. Like how I smash all your names into separate pieces, even though JP is just your first and last name?
Hell yeah.
Welcome, guys. It's been a long week for you, I've heard.
Yeah, I could say that.
We'll get into that a little bit. As I'm sure most of you CS fans are aware, the league started up for ESEA this week. That's open all the way up through MDL. Actually, a pretty garbage game of MDL going on right now that I'm surprised at the outcome, but that's how it always is with MDL. MDL is a lot of fun. Maybe we'll take a look into it here. We're recording 3 tonight, so if things kind of seem like we're in the same mood and it's the same people, that's why the next week SplattRCast will be recorded in session, because as we get busy we need to make the content ahead of time. It's like planning, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll start off with what happened yesterday. West had their first open game. Not so hot. Did go so hot. They had a pretty bad draw. I don't know if did either of you guys watch that game on Travis's stream?
I did not get a chance to. I was working.
No, but I'm glad I didn't.
So to cap it up, West got 16-0'd by a team. A lot of the guys are of your upper echelon, I guess you could say, of ESEA players. Your upper A's. One of them is actually an unranked G, from what I could see. A lot of them have friends that are G players. If you look on their friends list, so unfortunate that's how it started out. I know the West didn't get a whole lot of time to prep with Snow being in as the new coach, so that's it is that way sometimes as we have to make roster changes.
It do be like that.
It really do be like that. So that when is their next match? I'll look real quick just so I don't sound like an idiot. I should have had this prepped ahead of time, but it's okay. I believe their next match is next week. I don't think they have another one this week.
You're supposed to have 2 a week in open.
Yeah, 2 weeks.
Actually, they have
Jan 16th.
Yep, they have
So
one scheduled for tomorrow as well. It might be today by the time this podcast goes up, but the 16th they have Team X. Oh, my phone went off.
Can we see when? Oh my, we're playing at the same time.
Yeah, I remember it being similar. But I thought they'd already taken care and moved it. But that's all right. That's all right. So hopefully, better luck to them in the next game. Hopefully, they can get a better result out of that one. Moving on to the East team. Let me see if I can. I'll have to go over.
What information you need?
You guys play what? Infinity? What are they called? Identity. That's it. That's right. Identity Esports. Landon, tell us a little bit about that matchup. I know you've been prepping for that.
Prepping's a strong word. We've talked about it amongst each other. We're looking to do better than 16-0. That was a goal that originally started as some banter between us and West. But at this point, with the amount of prep we're going into it, it's going to be a very similar situation where we're going to be playing against players that have a higher rank of us, with main, open, and even some IM experience being spread out in between them. So it's going to be a competitive game, and we have no real demos to go and watch of theirs, because it seems like they're a team that doesn't practice.
It definitely seems to be the case with some of the teams you see in open. They just show up and scrim their way through open. There will be a couple adversity hiccups to have to go through for you guys. For those of you that aren't aware, I didn't actually tweet it out until it'll be tonight when I release the roster. But we did make a couple moves. If you've been following us, you've known for a while that Snail or Benji has been IGLing for the East roster for 2 or 3 months, and we decided to end that trial of him IGLing, and he chose to go another direction with his career. So bringing in a replacement for him, we're going to give the IGLing role to Control, and he's going to take over for that. And then coming in for us will be Raz from the old Corrupted roster. He played with Shout It, and he played with Jackson, he played with Landon, so I think him being in there is definitely going to be a plus, because you guys are comfortable with him. The guy's good. So it'll be a good step in the right direction as we get all the chemistry figured out. Because this has been, we're going on 4 or 5 months together now, right?
Yeah, for JP and you, I would assume.
JP, the only guy left from the very original roster.
Yeah.
Hey, only the strong survive, right, JP?
Yeah. Looking for only upward improvements, so.
That's true. Oh, speaking of which, JP, we have an ad to film later. I keep forgetting that I wrote that and we need to do it so I can get the thing we need to get.
That we do.
So look for that. JP and I starring in an ad soon. Landon, you've got some more stuff written down, right?
Oh, yeah. So we can go back to the East team for a little bit. We, as you said, we have our match either tomorrow or today, depending on when this goes out. It'll be the 16th. And as you said, we did have the removal of Benji. He stepped down after we made the decision to move back Jimmy to the IGL role. Him no longer opping was a major concern with him opping and IGLing, with him no longer doing so, made it to where he was opened up to becoming an in-game leader. And I will say that there are drastic differences between him and Benji's style of calling, and I think that the entire team, including me, who is now having to stand in, are way more comfortable with his style of practice and in-game leading.
Definitely. Yeah, for the last couple of teams he's played, he's done both, right? He's opt and IGL'd. But hopefully taking the pressure off him so he doesn't have to, worry about his op game at all. That's what we've got shouted for. Then he can pick up the level of his IGLing, and I like what I've seen from him in the talks that we've had. So I'm excited for that. It definitely oh my God, I'm stuttering like a madman. Definitely a step in the right direction, I think, especially because all the team is on the same page with him, and he works well with Landon. So when Landon transitions back into the coaching role, when Jax comes back from his hiatus, it'll be a good move.
Yeah, we should look for Jax back in about 3 days, I believe he said.
Oh, really? I suppose we're coming in. I think the original date he gave me when I signed
21st.
him was the 21st. So, because he said he's going to fly back in and it'll need a couple days to get settled again. So,
yeah,
good to hear.
Week 2 of open matches, we'll have him back, which would be good because there won't be a lot of him to pick up, unfortunately, with our issues actually being able to schedule practices. We've so far, with Jimmy taking over the mantle. With him taking over the mantle, it's made it to where we have yet to have a full team practice. We were supposed to have one tonight, but he fell ill. It's going to be an interesting day tomorrow.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, it also doesn't help with the roster changes we've had to deal with recently.
Yeah,
right. Hopefully, this is the last one. I like where we're sitting. With anything, when you start a new project up, it takes time to whittle down the edges to get something refined. One thing I like about Jax coming back is the guy's a motivator. He gets into a server and says, "Hey, we gotta go." So that'll definitely help the team out a little bit. Not that you guys aren't motivated, but I think he's one of those guys that helps put some energy in the practice and stuff. Definitely a knowledgeable guy, and I'm excited to see him on the roster, clicking with the rest of the team. Landon using that big brain to lead him to victory.
Yeah, we got to see a little bit of that before you left.
Big brain or Jax?
Jax.
All right, continue on. I derailed the train.
To continue on, just so everybody's aware, when we came into this a week or two ago, when I signed on to being the coach, and before then when I was talking to the players, they had expectations of going on and potentially getting into the playoffs or things like that. Obviously, with the amount of prep time we do not have, we're going to set the bar, and I don't think we need a bar, honestly. It's going to no expectations for open. We're just going to go through play and try to get this team to work cohesively and give us a lot of time to develop into different maps right now. Currently only working on one and need to spread that out because our second match is on a different one. So it's going to be a lot of give and take and trying to get Jax added to the roster and let me move up to coaching and let me and Jimmy or Control actually start working together to try to develop things. Right now, basically I'm standing in as a player and he's teaching me what he knows, and we're just going to have to run with that because we don't have enough time to both add our input and try to create something yet.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be one of those situations where the strat book is kind of on the fly out of pocket as opposed to, bringing it in a backpack. all nicely spiral bound, laminated cover. It's not going to be one of those situations. But I think we'll work around it well. You guys are all very capable as players, and even though the first couple weeks might be bumpy, I think we'll settle into a groove very shortly. So that's exciting to see. Um, Taking a little bit of a change of direction, Venomous League. We're in a Discord league called Venomous League. It's sponsored by Venomous Esports, which is one of the, I guess I would call it, local organizations, because it's not a big organization and it's not really local either, but it's like in our circle of organizations.
Yeah, you never know where any of these.
They've had some issues this week. A couple teams didn't show up to their matches, so they had some disciplinary actions they had to do. But we are 3-1 in that. I'll pull up the challenge here. What a nice name for a website. Challenge.
I didn't even notice.
Oh, they changed the ruling on how they go about matches now as well.
Did they?
Yeah.
Staff team has decided we will drop the week format to allow teams to play however many games they want in a week.
So yeah, you can basically go through your whole schedule if you wanted, and then when you get through your schedule, that's how they determine playoffs. So we are right now third place in the rankings. We are 3-1. Team Knights is 4-0, and Team Solid is 6-0. And that's actually who we fell to, if I'm not mistaken. I can look.
Yeah, but that wasn't an unlucky situation. I think it goes a little bit differently with Jax.
Yeah,
Here.
16-13.
That one 16-13 or 16-14. So
Yeah, close affair. We play. What do we play on that one? We played Overpass, right?
Overpass.
Yeah.
I think honestly, if we were to have the 5-man that we will be having to compete tomorrow, even with that, I think we would still win. I think that honestly, it was just a lack of firepower at the end of the game. And if you put Raz in place of Snail, who was IGLing, I think that we have a different result there.
Definitely possible to be so. Yeah, so we have a couple more games in that league left. I think it goes to 8 weeks, doesn't it? I'm not sure. I'll have to look.
I believe it's round robin for the brackets.
Is it that long? God, I should read more about these things when I sign you guys up for bullshit.
They don't really put it out there somewhere that's easy.
Yeah, they didn't give too much information.
Yeah, they
No.
have 9 rounds as so 9 games basically. So we're essentially halfway there.
Just about.
Yeah. So that's exciting to see. We'll kind of juggle that with ESEA Open until that ends, and then Bullpup will start, and then we'll be playing Bullpup as well. Knuckles Up is I would call him I don't know what I would say. He's not really my friend. We don't have friendly conversations, but we do have a lot of business talks here and
Acquaintance?
there. So, business acquaintance. There we go. But he does good stuff over there, and Bullpup Gaming does great organization tournaments and stuff like that. They do Smash Ultimate now, and I think they had a COD tournament. They ran Fortnite for a little while, and then this is their season 3 of CSGO League, and the last 2 have been pretty good. So we're excited for that one as well. Any more changes? I guess I could talk about West did add a coach, and as far as finding a 5th goes, we're trialing a guy right now to see how he comes out of the next couple games. We signed Ben on Snow as our coach for the West. The guy has coached a couple teams before, and he went and played last season and was looking to come back into coaching. So I snagged the opportunity there and had him come on. He's been working with the guys for about 2 weeks now. As far as filling the opping role, for those of you who don't know, Renegade did leave us for another opportunity. Power to the player. I always like to see people taking opportunities, that can be better for their career. Unfortunately, it left us in a tough spot of having to find an opper, a week before Open started. But Yaners has come on, or Sam as we call him in our server, he's come on to fill that role for us and op for us. And I think they're having Luna run secondary when they run doubles. But he's looked okay so far. Obviously, that first Open game was pretty tough to get a tell from because they did get trounced. But we'll see in the next couple. Jesus Christ, my Discord's going crazy. How do I make it be silent?
Sure.
Change your notification settings.
Oh my God, there's so many things. It's all right.
The life of an owner.
There would just
What a
be beeps. I
life.
mean, everybody's talking to me, dude. I gotta silence notifications. There it is.
Here, let me help out.
There, I got it. All fixed. Maybe? Nope, I didn't fix it. JP, come on.
What's a video without a JP moment?
Absolutely. While he's dealing with this, something else to add in, as far as this will be more for the players, but you guys will see it in, let's say, probably a week or so. It's all going to be about scheduling it in between the SplattRCast. Is that the second Frag movie is in development right now. I'm leading the front of developing it myself. I will be editing it together. At this point, I have every clip that I will be using in it. They're all sorted player by player. It'll be a different style due to the previous one, where individual players will have all their clips put together so you can get an idea about it. It's something that you kind of have to do because people play at different resolutions, and some people have the HUD on it. So it's not going to look extremely clean. That's just not something we can do with how players are individually gathering their clips. But at this point, everything is sorted. Now the only last thing really is to find the song, which is something that I'll be doing over the next few days to try to find a good track to use in the video that's not going to get it strike down. And for anybody curious, the title will be Conquest for this one.
Conquest.
So, yes,
What a
so
name.
that'll be out in the coming weeks.
Good to hear. It's always nice to see solid quality content not made by me. I did edit the last Frag video, and I think if you watch that Frag video, it's got a decent amount of views for comparatively to our subscriber count.
Mm-hmm.
But if you haven't seen it yet, go ahead and go watch it. And I think you can tell that I'm not very good at video editing, other than just cutting things. I don't have like VFX skills or anything. So it's pretty plain Jane, just a bunch of people shooting stuff to music in the background. I did try to time up the music, but that's about as far as that one goes. So Landon's made some solid Frag videos before, so his will probably be 17 times better than mine. So do keep a lookout for that. I will post on Twitter when that one when that one comes out. So if you follow me on Twitter, that'll be your early warning sign of that one. Otherwise, if you're not subscribed to us on Facebook, go ahead and subscribe to us, hit that little bell, and then it will tell you when the cool Frag video comes out. Well, boys, our runtime's about 17-18 minutes right now. Any last minute closing thoughts before we cut this one and move on to the next one?
Let's plug some Splatter merch.
Splatter merch, sure. Great idea, JP. So we have, if you haven't noticed, we have teamed up with Cranium Apparel. They're a foreign company, but they do ship to the U.S. for a pretty low cost to make our jerseys and T-shirts and hoodies. If you go out to the website at www.splatter.pro, there is a link to the shop in that. Jesus Christ, my Discord won't shut up. I thought I turned the notifications off. There's a link to the shop in that shows our jersey. The T-shirts and hoodies are available in black and or white. The jersey's running at $39 US right now. The T-shirts are $15 US, and the hoodies are, I think, $29 USD. A portion of the proceeds from those jerseys do go to the players and organizations so that we can get, into events and, pay for the service that we need, like our practice server and our website hosting and all that stuff. So if you want to support the team and get some solid merchandise, go ahead and go to the website and check that out. It will send you to Cranium Apparel's site, and you can just purchase it from there. All right. I think that's where we'll end that one. Thank you all for joining us for the Splatter Podcast. Go ahead and like and subscribe if you enjoyed the content and want to see more from us, and keep an eye out for that Frag video here in the next couple weeks.